Right, the leading edge is now on, and I'm going to put the spar cap in, the carbon spar cap. We call it the spar cap. That's the piece that lays flat. That is the shear web, and this is the spar cap. Now, I've sanded a shallow groove in here. It's quite difficult to calculate exactly how deep to do it, so there are many methods. This is the method that I use. I take a block of wood, glue some sandpaper to it, just show you what it looks like. So it's just a little block of superwood, and I've glued a strip of sandpaper down the center, about 20 millimeters wide, and using a straight edge I've just sanded up and down until I've got the depth of this sandpaper. Now, as I say, it's very difficult to calculate how much you need, and trial and error. In the case that I'm doing it now, the groove is going to be probably a little bit deeper than I need. So when I bag this, I will have a slight divot in here, which I'm going to address later by taking a lightweight filler on top of the skin, filling it and then sanding it all off and painting it and making it look nice. But the foam that I'm using is a extruded polystyrene foam. It's not the little ball type expanded foam, it's the extruded foam. It's fairly heavy. It's about 38 density or DV, 38 kilograms per cubic meter. So it's not the lightest foam out there, but this is a Ka8 big 5-meter aeroplane, and it's going to carry a lot of weight. It will be able to carry a lot of weight. So I'm not too worried or concerned about the little extra weight that I'm getting from this particular foam. It's also a very thick airfoil, 13% thick, so very, very strong. It'll be a fantastically strong airfoil. Wing this, and I think it'll need that little bit of extra weight. Anyway, enough of that. So let's get on to how we put the spar cap in. So I've just mixed up some resin, and I'm going to take a brush and just put in a fairly liberal amount of resin in here. It's going to soak a little bit into the foam, but the main reason for this is that the carbon toes that are going to be put in here are going to be put in basically dry, and I want them to suck up some of the resin from underneath as well. Obviously, as you saw earlier, it's very difficult to be 100% sure that you're getting the resin through the carbon toes, but when you put this in the bag, there's a lot of consolidation that happens, and I'm pretty confident that the toes will fully impregnate with the bagging process and what have you. So a little bit extra resin in here. As I say, some of it will soak into the foam. Right, so we start off with these same 24K toes, and I'm just going to lay them one by one in here. Now, as flat as possible, keeping them as flat and straight as possible, and 3 of them next to each other pretty much takes up this space that I've got, which is 20 millimeters wide. This groove that I've sanded into the foam here is 20 millimeters wide. There are many ways of doing this. Some people put the toes in, let them fully cure, then try and sand them flush with the top of the wing. I have never really found a extremely successful way without leaving some witness mark on the outside of the skin. Unfortunately, with bagging a wing, it's always a process of compromise. You never get an absolutely perfect wing like you do when you build a wing in a mold. So we have to live with some of the imperfections, and we can deal with those, as I say, we can deal with those afterwards by filling the little divots that we get once we've taken everything out the bag. and I'm going to paint this wing afterwards. So the skins have been, I'll show you that just now, but they painted with the Ka8 primer. So it's basically just a base coat that I've put onto them. Now you can see I'm putting resin onto these first 3 layers of carbon that I've put in here. Also again a fairly liberal amount because I want the next layers of resin, next layers of carbon must soak up some of the resin from underneath. And I know this is not going to soak all the way through, not yet anyway, but over the course of time of actually bagging this entire wing and putting this in a bag, this will be consolidated. So you can see already how nice and straight this whole lot looks, because obviously it's now in a pre-sanded groove. Right, so we got a bit of excess resin in there again, and now this is the outboard panel of this wing. So I need the strength on this end. There's a joiner box inside here which this will join to the center panel. I'm going to now start staggering the length of these carbon toes. So this one I'm going to now bring from here, from the root. Again, just put it up in the front of the groove and all the way along. And I'm basically going to stop it just here. So I'm going to cut this off over here. So now I've got 4 toes in, up to 3 up to there, now 4 up to here, and this one will be 5. And this one I can stop about here somewhere. And this one we're going to put down the middle, and this one I can stop about here somewhere. So this is like 2/3 out, and this panel is a panel here. So we can now wet this out with a liberal amount of resin again. You just got to be careful that when you're brushing, you're not brushing against that carbon toe, otherwise it's likely that you can pull it up. So let's just get that guy out the way for the time being. Now it doesn't seem like I'm putting a lot in here, but this is the bottom of the wing, and right, this is where the toes ended over here, and then so we've got 6 toes, and I'm just going to put another 7 here, and we're going to stop that about halfway, and we're going to put an 8th one and stop it just outboard of where the joiner box is. So basically I've got 8 toes, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and that's how we put these in. Now the next thing is I just need to make sure that I've got enough resin on this piece on this toe here, and I'll dork this through just by dabbing. Try and get this in and impregnate it nicely. There we go. And now I'm going to take my squeegee and any excess resin that was on the top, I'm going to be taking off, putting back into the cup, and some the skins. Now if the foam is soft, at this point you can sort of almost flatten the foam up to the carbon. But I know from experience that this is definitely not going to, I'm just going to this off. I don't want to chuck this away. Don't want to roll up sticky stuff back on the roll. Right, stop the dust getting in there. Right, so now we've got our carbon toes in our spar cap. Now this is the bottom, so just trim a little bit of that off there, make sure that everything is nice and flat, and the next thing is to wet out the skins, and that I'll show you shortly. I just want to get prepared for that.